So it's Sunday, and I went to Home Depot this morning, pick up some new boxes. So I got some pack out stuff this time. I think they really do have the best system. It's just so expensive, man. I never wanted to buy it because it's 'cause they want so much for it, man. They're super proud of it, and it doesn't take away from it being good, no, but it does cost a lot. First box is up. This one was $100. Didn't want to buy it because I thought it was just too much, but I just really like the design of it, and I thought it would be the perfect thing for fasteners. So I use a lot of different fasteners, and I lost a whole box of fasteners. The Mac Tools box got destroyed, but this DeWalt box here stayed intact. So I guess I'll have Milwaukee on this side and DeWalt on this side. All right, so I see I'm low on 90s. I only have 2 90s left. I gotta get some of those today. And this is my main box that I take with me. So I want this, all the way filled, and this is my overflow box, my supplies to resupply when this gets low all of a sudden. This is my backup. So I got some caps. I don't have many plugs. I need plugs. I need 90-degree swivels. I need, that's about it. 90-degree swivels. I got enough in this box, but I need stuff in this box too for my backup. I need a lot of 90s. I don't have any poly 90s, and only 2 brass ones, so. Just finished washing the truck, and it's almost time for the first oil change. It's almost 1,000 miles. I normally do it at 500, but that's on the gas. Diesel goes a little longer. This thing holds 15 quarts of oil, so I definitely let it go a little longer as well. I am interested to see what the oil looks like when it comes out. Ford doesn't say it has a break-in period. Probably not many manufacturers do, so you'll hear people say, well, the owner's manual doesn't say anything about a break-in period. Okay, that's true, but the owner's manual also tells you to change the oil every 15,000 miles. so you got to question the motives of the people who are making the owner's manual. So I do this for every new vehicle I get, guys. If I buy a used vehicle, I change all the fluids immediately. If I buy a new vehicle, I'm changing certain fluids way ahead of schedule, just because I know when you have new parts, there's gonna be some metal in it, and I want my trucks to last as long as possible. I intend to keep them all until I don't, or something happens, but I intend to keep them all forever. So that's why I take care of them like this from day one. So this one almost has 1,000 miles on it. We're gonna do the oil change on it. It's gonna be better than on the gas truck because this thing has the 15 quarts of oil capacity, so the pan hangs down lower than on the 7.3, and the oil plug is below that cooler that normally gets hit with all the oil. So I hate washing cars, but I told my nephew Devon that I would take care of this one. I would wash it regularly, so I'm doing it. And I put the tonneau cover on, soft cover. I took it off the old one, and I put it on here until I get another one, because it's bent in some spots, kicked up at the back a little bit. But I got my ladders and stuff back there, and I just can't stand to have an open bed truck. So we did that. Oh, I'll show you some footage where I had to, when I got this trailer, they didn't tighten the lug nut. So first trip out, you know, hear a weird noise, and I'm on the interstate and stuff, and lo and behold, the 1/2-inch holes are now, 1-inch holes in the rims, and that's the noise that I was hearing. But God was merciful because I got off of I-26. I was on 77, 20, 26, just driving all over. And whose fault is that? Well, a lot of that is my fault because I know better than to trust the dealership. But this dealership was my friend's dealership, and I really did. I trust him, but he just has people working for him. He's not the one out there checking this stuff. All right, we got one of the decals on. Has a lot of bubbles in it. I'll work on that later. Or not, The hits just keep on coming, guys. I pull up to this job, heard something funny. I stopped and I saw that, that part. So, guy didn't tighten up the lug nuts, but, things keep coming, what I'm saying? The hits just keep on coming, but I'm gonna still be happy because it could have been worse. Like, it could have popped off on the highway. I was like on the interstate doing 70 miles an hour, I was in 70 zones, 60 zones, and it could have been worse, guys. It could have been worse. So one lug nut popped off, it destroyed the rim. I had to reschedule some appointments and push some back again and go to Orangeburg and pick up the parts. They gave me a rim and a hub, you know what I'm saying? It's my buddy's Jimmy's trailer ranch. Jimmy take care of his people, you know what I'm saying? It's called and let him know what was going on. And gotta get this thing off of here. I don't know how did I get that on there? I don't remember how I got the sleeve on there to start with. Maybe I have to put it in a different spot. But I gotta get this under here. Maybe I can lift it right there. That's just a piece of angle. But I gotta get this under here so that I can get this trailer off the ground. Change out the hub, I do this for a living, so. I'm doing this on the side of the road. Got my cone out. But yeah, I always say, man, like, when you're a man of faith and you're doing right by God, you're doing right by people, and the hits keep on coming, get ready because something's really good is about to happen for you. And the devil, he just wants to throw whatever he can throw at him that God would allow to see if you're going to falter in your attitude, in your faith, in your beliefs. So don't falter. Just roll with the punches. So, because I've been like, stuff's been happening, but I'm like, well, that didn't work out so good. That slipped right off. That's why I don't like to work under a jack. Let me get this in a better spot because this trailer is on a hill, man. I gotta come up with a good plan. So listen, guys, learn from my mistake. Now, I bought this from a good dealership, from a guy that I know and trust. So I was able to just call him up and call the dealership, talk to his people, let them know, hey, I'm Jimmy's friend, blah, blah, blah. And have the parts waiting for me. I had to drive to Orangeburg and get them, but they had them ready for me. No charge. I was ready to pay for them, though. Because, why? Because even though they didn't, the guy, it's an employee, man. Everybody got employees. He didn't do what he was supposed to do that day for whatever reason. It was busy on a Saturday, but this is really dangerous. But I signed off on the paper saying, yeah, everything's good, even though he didn't do it. But whether they do it or not, buy an extra. When you buy a trailer, if they don't sell the parts for the trailer, buy it from somebody else. So buy an extra rim and hub for your trailer. So if you run into the scenario like this, you'll be safe without trying to find stuff. So I bought an extra one. I got another rim and another hub assembly on that back of that truck. And I got 2 spares in here that I took off my old trailer. So learn from my mistake. I always carried a spare. So it was good on that I had the spare with me. But in this case, a spare is not going to do you any good without the hub. So hands down, the problem with this tallboy jack is the jack handle is too short. They need to make it a 3-piece handle to where you can use it as a short handle or a tall handle if you need to. Oh, there's the pin. I'll get the Carter pin out of here. These are the Icon version of the Snap-on, whatever, 87s. And I thought that they would be good for this. Not as good as my Nipex. I normally use my these, and because it has that round head on it, I can grip on something and then roll the head. So like I can grip this, get a good grip on it, and then you see I can put the head on the hub and roll it to get it off. So as you can see, they perform a lot better than those. So Nipex for the win. Let's see if we can get these open up wide enough to get the castle nut off. Yep, they work good for that. Hopefully the spindle isn't damaged. Threaded off pretty good. And then we'll just pull this off. Bearing pack is going to come out with it. And boom, there you go. That's what I like to see, a grease spindle. So that's the old one. I'm gonna put on the new one, and that's it. Hold tight. So let me show you what we got. This is why I like spend a few more bucks. This is a fully pre-greased assembly. It's got the bearings in it, the rear seals already in it, the rear bearings in it. Comes with dust cap, castle nut, washer, and the lug nuts, because those lug nuts was messed up coming off, and I was worried about that. But glad if you're gonna buy something like this, get the whole kit, grease and all. And the bad thing about it, guys, it don't cost that much more money, like maybe 10 bucks. All right, ran into a slight problem. My castle nut wasn't going on far enough, and my bearing pack wasn't going in enough, and it was because my hub wasn't back enough. See right there, that's bent. I had to go get my pry bar and bend that out enough to where this is spinning freely. Now after I get this put together, I'm gonna ream on that a little bit more, because I want a little more clearance, something I might have to work on at home. I will probably just change the whole backing plate. I'll use the box, the Lippert, and get the brakes that match this drum, 10-inch. So that's what goes on these these trailers. And but for today, it'll be all right. And now, so the key takeaway, this stuff should go together easily. If it doesn't, something's wrong. If it's not going together easy, something's wrong. Stop. Don't just, throw it together and say, oh, well, because you'll be on the side of the road again. You know what I'm saying? Just start over, see if you can figure it out. And it was on there when it came off, so it should go back on pretty good too. But that was the rim, you know, because the holes got so big, the rim was sitting on the backing plate, you know. Got my big socket out, because you have to torque these to seat the bearings. This has to be, and then you're gonna loosen it back up. You guys gotta look at me for a second. I gotta get this nut on here. Make sure that bearing is seated real nice. Got my click, and now I'm gonna back up off of it, and it should be, you know, you should be able to loosen it by hand. All right, so after I torqued it down with their nut, the Lippert stuff is better. I use the Lippert nut. You see the spaces are bigger. That makes it hard to get the pin on when the spaces are small like that. A washer's a washer, but I want the Lippert castle nut made for easier assembly. I will use their grease cap to go back on. And just like that, that's a good cap. A lot of them bend up, those round ones. All right, so now I'll take my pry bar and I'll work on bending this out a little more, you know. I'll just, you know, bend up on this a little bit. Just I use two hands, get the full beans to it. All right, we got it all done, and believe it or not, when I was going to put the lug nuts on, they accidentally put one that's the wrong size. I took one of the old ones and put on there, and I'm just gonna take my time and put this together, and this will be one of those days where I'm out till like 9 o'clock at night, but it's fine, guys. I'm gonna get the customers taken care of, and I'm gonna get the work done. And when you rush, nothing but bad stuff happens. So I'm not rushing. It is what it is, you know. Deal with the challenges as they come. I'm not gonna create any new ones. You know, I'm intentionally, you know, I'm consciously keeping a good attitude, and because I know this is like a little more than coincidence. That like a bunch of bad stuff happening. So whatever it is, it'll work out for the good. I also have a new rule that says no matter how much of a rush I'm in, I lock up every toolbox, I close up every case, because part of the reason why a lot of my stuff went all over the place is because the cases wasn't closed. I bought some new tools today too, guys. I gotta go over there. I got some nice socket sets. I got those 2 icon sets. This 12-point set that I've been using, it's good. They could do better with the case. The sockets move all around in the case when it's closed, and I have to keep a piece of cardboard or something in it to stop the mitigation. Like right now, I'm putting rags. I gotta go get the impact gun, and I'm gonna take my torque wrench, and I'm going to make sure all of these are torqued to at least 90 foot-pounds. And then we're getting out of here. I'm glad my customers were gracious enough. He let me use those wheel shocks. I need to stop and get some of those. And because I'm on a hill, and it would have been very hard to do this repair without those wheel shocks. I have wood in the truck, so I would have had something, but those work out so much nicer. I'll throw a couple more rags in here to help the tools not bounce around. Helps this close tight. But yeah, the cardboard is somewhere up there. I don't know where it's at. I'm not looking for it. But I am definitely going to be swapping that out with the icon set. And I still got some tools I got to go in there. So let me get my stuff put up, guys, and I'll meet you at the next job. And he has several companies, so, you know, he's a great guy and he's got a good dealership, but sometimes when you got sloppy employees, it can hurt the business. So I understand that. So nothing against the dealership. I should have checked the torque spec on all of the wheels and the tire pressure before I even left the joint. I didn't have a torque wrench with me, but as soon as I got it home, I should have checked it, and I didn't. I loaded it up and I started working, so that's my bad. So, but so far this is what we got going on in the trailer, guys. 2 spares in here and 1 spare in the back of the truck. So 3 spare tires. And this stuff I hadn't put up yet because I got the Milwaukee, I went with the Packout. So I'm going to have the Ryobi wall. This just wasn't good. So, it wasn't good. So I go on with Packout this time. So I bought like $1,000 worth of Packout. I got a racking system, and this racking system takes the E-tracks. So that's why this is kind of left clear, and that's so sweet because I can take advantage of this right here. So my heaviest boxes, I'll have them sitting all the way at the bottom on that plate so that if they do get any sag, it's just going to hit this and have support. And then my smaller boxes, like these guys, they'll be going up the racking system. So I got the Milwaukee racking system. It hadn't got here yet. That was like 300 and something bucks. I got that off of Zorro. And then it was, I did the buy more, save more at Home Depot. And I saved like $160 off of the Packout stuff that I bought. Everything that I bought wasn't buy more, save more, but I bought the stuff that I needed. So, I got large box, medium box, slim case, 2 of the little mini cases, medium cases, deep cases, crate, and then I had some other Milwaukee stuff that I don't know if that'll work. And then I got some plates, wall plates, base plates. So I got that on the wall plate. This box was expensive, guys, like 99 bucks, $100. And this is gonna be for that big box. Because that big box, I got it loaded down really heavy, and I don't plan to put it on the racking system. I plan to put all these small cases on the racking system, stuff with all my small parts and stuff, electrical, plumbing, things like that. They even had like one like this was a first aid kit. I didn't buy it because it was like almost $80, and these boxes are only like $30, and I can put my own first aid supplies in it. I didn't see me paying Milwaukee for $10 worth of Band-Aids. I can, go to Dollar General and get those, or wherever, order them off wherever, and get my own first aid. I have first aid kit, but so that's what I got going on. I didn't have a whole lot of time. I had to do like a lot of paperwork, legal stuff. I had to turn in FR10s, and I had to go and get this thing licensed. And it's not required in South Carolina, but I learned from my mistakes with the other trailer. I got commercial insurance on this, and they wouldn't do but $7,000 of the contents. They won't cover. I'll have to get a different policy. I'm gonna go talk to State Farm. They called me because I want everything in here insured, like everything. And they'll only do like the permanently attached stuff. So for me, that'll be like my shelving, the boxes, the toolboxes and stuff like that. So I'm covered for about $7,000, and that will cover the boxes and stuff. So, but it won't cover the tools. So I'll have to see if you know about a good policy, commercial insurance that will cover the contents. Some people say you got to add it to your homeowners and stuff like that, but I don't know. This thing's mobile. I'm moving all the time. So I want insurance that if this thing gets hit and all my tools end up on the side of the road again, I get paid for all of those tools. I turn in an inventory sheet of everything I have, which is why these YouTube videos are great, because I have an abundance of footage showing whenever I buy a new tool, and they can go throughout the years and see like, yo, this guy really did have $100,000 worth of stuff. I literally have the receipts still. So yeah, but that's how it's working out so far. I just got these sitting right here until I can get my my pack out wall. And the only reason I didn't buy pack out before is because I started off with the DeWalt Tough System 2, and it was good and it was cheap. When I first started off, I got the rolling box, the medium box, and the small box for 99 bucks on the Black Friday deal. And as I added boxes, they were like, 20s, 30s. It wasn't all of this $60, $90, $120 for a box. That didn't start till later, man. So but these boxes, especially the ones that have the little middle things on the side, that was like a part where my boxes were like getting busted. And I can see that middle reinforcement helping the rigidity of the box, and helping it to withstand some impact. So like this box right here, look at that. You see what I mean? It's like it's busted, and some of these boxes are broken, but I gotta have something, and I'm using it. So like if that was a pack out box with those metal bars, would I got that break right there? I got to think about stuff like that. So I'm going with pack out. Milwaukee went all in on it. Everybody knows they have the best box system. It's just a lot of people are like me and they don't want to pay $1,000 for some boxes, for 12 boxes. I mean, I didn't get that many. I got like 11. Yeah. Oh, that's actually a really good deal, huh? But yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 boxes. Yeah, that's like $100 a piece, and a couple of plates. Well, like I said, it's expensive. So, but yeah, I'm good with the trailer. I got to do a little something with the wires, not much. I need my pack out wall to see where E-Trax is gonna go, and then I can kind of move wires around. But I did get that sorted out in the back, so wires are not just hanging out all over the place. And my toilet, I think I'll put my toilet right here, probably facing the door. Yeah, I think I'll have my toilet like right here, facing the door. These are a couple of furnaces. It's the winter time, and I made a decision to start stocking furnaces in the inventory. They're expensive, but like, man, the customer's really happy when they can get a new one right there on the spot without having to wait. And normally they're gonna have to wait, even if you're at the dealership, because they don't just have those on the shelf in inventory. So yeah, I'll show you that rim, bro. Like, the lady did that. We're not even gonna talk about that one. That's the one from that hub where the people didn't, tighten it. And that's what I ended up with. One popped off, but I made it off the road. See, God is always looking out for me. So, you know what I'm saying, guys? You gotta be connected. You gotta be. I tell my son, I'm like, he's like, how'd you get that, new truck so fast and you still got the, how'd you get the truck the next day? I said, man, you know, I'm connected. I'm connected to the king, you know? So when you're connected to the king, anything can happen. You know, all kinds of good stuff happen. So I'm so sick and tired of these guys trespassing, hunting my land. I'm gonna get the game warden out here. All right, guys. I don't really have time to straighten anything else out. I'm just gonna roll with it like this, and I will get it when I can get to it. Catch you guys later. RTP Pro out.